This is Coach Bo, Director of Player Development with PBSA Fast Pitch and Prosper Pride Softball. In the last video, we talked about the hitting zone, the pitch plane, and the swing plane. Now in this video, we're going to cover plate coverage, hitting the ball to all fields, and making solid contact.
Do it again.
You hear a lot about tee exit velocity. While it's dependent on the type of bat, the ball, and swing speed, the biggest factor is actually solid contact with the bat. You could have tremendous swing speed, but if you don't make good contact, if you're hitting it off the end of the bat or off the handle, the ball's not going to go anywhere. Your exit velocity is going to be low. Conversely, if you have medium swing speed, but you make solid contact, you're going to have higher exit velocities. So let's talk about solid contact. So when we talk about solid contact, we're talking about a couple things. But firstly, we want to talk about the sweet spot on the bat. So this figure shows the spot on the bat that is commonly referred to as the sweet spot. You'll also hear people call it the barrel of the bat. Well, it's the spot where you'll get the least amount of vibration when the bat hits the ball. If you hit it off the end, you hit it off the handle, it's common to feel a lot of vibration, and sometimes it even stings. So it's the spot where you have the least amount of vibration, so more energy gets transferred from the bat to the ball, and the ball will leave the bat faster. You'll have higher exit velocities. The second thing we're talking about when we talk about solid contact is where the bat actually strikes the ball. If you strike the ball too much near the bottom, it's going to be a pop-up or a fly ball. If you hit it too much on the top of the ball, it's going to be a ground ball. So optimally, you want to hit the ball near the center or just below the center to hit line drives. Now, a big problem I see with young girls is inadequate plate coverage. You can see from these next three figures that the bat crosses the plate at different places depending on where the pitch is. And you could see the inside pitch, the bat really just goes across the middle of the plate, whereas on a middle pitch, the end of the bat touches just the outer part of the plate, and then on an outside pitch, the barrel of the bat is what's crossing the outside of the plate. On a middle pitch, contact should be made just as the ball starts to cross the plate. And if this happens, then the bat is completely perpendicular to the direction of the pitch. Therefore, the ball will be driven up the middle. You can see in this drill, I placed the ball out in front of the plate just a little bit, which is okay. Still made really good contact with the barrel, and the ball still was hit up the middle, which is what you want. Here you can see the outside pitch. The correct location to be making contact with the ball is in the location in which the ball is on the tee here. You want it to get a little deeper, and you want to drive the ball to right field, which ensures that you're hitting it on the sweet spot of the bat. Striking the ball in this location and hitting it to the right side really gives you the best opportunity to make solid contact. It also ensures that you've got the largest hitting zone. And finally, the inside pitch. The inside pitch should be hit in this location, and the ball should be driven to left field in order to give you the best opportunity to make solid contact. So this skill is very important to master. So the best way to master the skill is to practice it. So tee drills should be done repeatedly, over and over and over again, and should have a deliberate purpose. Start off with your tee drills, placing the tee in front of the plate or right on the front edge of the plate in the middle, and just practice hitting middle pitches. And then move the tee to the outside part of the plate, and remember to place it deeper, and just practice over and over again driving balls to the right side. And then finally move it to the inside and move it out in front a little bit, and just practice pulling the balls. This should be done every time that you practice on the tee. And also move the net to a location where when you strike the ball, it's going into the middle of the net, and make sure that you're focusing on driving it to right field, to center field, and to left field. Now I want to talk briefly on the vertical angle of the bat. You can see from this figure that the bat should be angled down as it crosses the plate. It's very important to proper swing mechanics, but we'll get into that later in future videos. But for this video, I just want you to understand that having a proper vertical angle gives you much more plate coverage. Now you can see just by looking at this figure that the bat with the vertical angle has a lot more area in the strike zone. Now I went ahead and did some math just for fun, and a drastic example, but I took a bat at 45 degrees and came up with 46% more plate coverage than a bat that is at 0 degrees or horizontal. And one final thing that rarely gets discussed, but I think is very, very important, is for the girls to have a true understanding of the strike zone. Now, all these balls in this figure are technically strikes, although most umpires won't call some of those balls that are, really down and in or up and outside, but technically the strike zone is from the armpit to the top of the knee and the white part of the plate, and it's any part of the ball that touches any of that area is technically a strike. So the ball just barely has to touch those imaginary lines or intersections for it to be a strike. Or there you have it. Plate coverage, hitting to all fields, and making solid contact. Again, this is a very important skill for the girls to master. It's very important that they understand the importance of hitting the ball on the sweet spot of the bat, hitting the ball in the correct location, and driving it to the correct field to give them the optimal opportunity to create a lot of power. Now these first few videos are really designed on teaching girls how to hit versus teaching them how to swing. Now I'm quoting Kevin Wilson, a hitting instructor, by saying, understanding how to hit is much different than understanding how to swing. So in the next video, we'll focus on the mental approach, seeing the ball, and timing. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching it. Thank you for bearing with me on the poor audio quality. I'm working on it and plan to in the future invest in some better equipment and learn from making these videos so that they keep getting better, and eventually I will remake these first couple videos. And I really would appreciate it if you hit like and subscribe and share these videos with people that you feel like it might help.